morning. It is Wednesday already this week, and we are here for our Creative Hive Facebook Lives, and we are joined by two kick-ass ladies today. We're going to be talking community. We're going to be talking their story. We're going to be talking business. We're going to be talking giving yourself a kick in the ass to get started, and also coming together, because right now everyone's facing so many different challenges. There's some that are unique to each and every business, but the whole point of what we're going to talk about today is getting back to business. Oh, foreshadowing, just a little bit of foreshadowing. Yeah. So we're going to introduce the two ladies that we have here today. We have, not confusing at all, Kristen Edmiston and Kirsten MacDonnell. So Kristen is with Kia Consulting. She's a great friend. She's one of the first people that believed in us here at the Hive. And if you meet Kristen, you can't help but love her. And Kirsten is one of the founding members of Boss Babes. This is a group that brings powerful women together, inspires them, connects them, and ignites a passion with so many people. So welcome, ladies. How are you?
So good. So good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just, it's a Wednesday. It's relatively nice outside. Daughter's still in school for the day, so whoop whoop. And Kirsten.
I'm doing great. Yeah. Welcome to my office. It's the nook beside the stairs because my husband is still working from home and he's in conference calls all day long. So there's a little bit of chatter going around the house. Don't mind us over here.
That's kind of the way it is right now. Carrie Skelton just posted her new blog post on how to create a home office and where you create them. So yeah, it's a fun one. She actually used our office at our house because I have a desk next to mine that's Charlotte's desk for working, and how you carve out spaces right now wherever you can. So it's one of those back to business things. You kind of got to get your space going. Kristen.
Yes.
We are going to start with you.
Okay.
Oh, are you ready?
So ready. So ready.
All right, for anybody that doesn't know the lovely Kristen, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and some of the passion that ignites you, because there's so many of them.
I know, right? I am easily excited, but that's only because there's this action potential in me that starts with positivity. So I think in a nutshell, that's me. Glass half full. I'm a realistic optimist. That's a really good description. But really quickly, my background is in nursing. I was a registered nurse turned healthcare executive, and I absolutely loved my job, loved my career. And it's evolved, though, into me moving on into my own two businesses. And Kia Consulting is my business consulting firm. So I work right now predominantly with small business owners to help support them in their business needs, but I also work with larger government organizations and larger corporations also. Anything from team building to change management and everything in between. And let's see, I also have a jewelry design company, so I'm a jewelry designer. I love to create things. That's a big part of it. And yeah, I'm huge into different charity projects also, and it's all about giving back in our community and making a difference every damn day, any way you can.
Amen, sister. That's a good one. Okay, well, Kirsten, you get to follow that. I'm just kidding. No, you're doing so many incredible things too. You're also a mom to a tiny little one who's growing by the days. So tell us a bit about you and Boss Babes and that passion that you have for your community.
Oh, okay. Well, great. Well, Boss Babes started in the fall of 2017, and it was essentially to fill a void in the community in Edmonton to support women in small business. So we focus our community on giving resources like workshops and events, networking events, and online resources to women who are starting small businesses or who have established small businesses in the Edmonton area. Because of COVID, we've been able to reach across up to Northern Alberta. We have a large audience, and even into Calgary, we've actually gotten an audience there as well. So there is an upside to COVID for our business, and that is just virtually transferring everything, providing more online workshops and webinars and things like that to businesses that are really in need at this time. So that's a little bit about Boss Babes. For myself, I have a 11-month-old, and I have worked throughout my maternity leave a little harder than I expected because of COVID, I think. And she's been a grace to have during this journey. And I continue to build this beautiful community in the hopes that it continues to inspire little women and big women all across the city.
You know what? COVID has been one of the biggest learning experiences. Doesn't matter if you've been doing this for 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, or 3 months.
Mm.
Stuff had to change and things had to shift, and you had to be on your toes. Ladies, are your toes sore?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what? This is the thing. People are tired. And it's no wonder why. Because I think, we've been in this cycle for so long now as small business owners where, we're running on empty some days. On a good day, we've got a little extra in the tank. And then COVID hit. And it completely ripped the rug out from, so many small businesses. And, this is sort of what prompted us to come up with a course where we could reach small business owners. Is I'm hearing from my small business clients, they're tired, they're paralyzed, they don't know what to expect. The fear is just caving in on them.
Yeah.
And they're tired, right? We need this recharge. We need a kick in the pants. And we need to realize that we can take charge of this. No more BS. Come on, let's get back in the driver's seat.
Absolutely. I think people really like to relate, and you two are very relatable ladies. So each of you tell me something that about you that has been especially hard over the last 6 months, because there's been so much that we've all faced. And sometimes seeing a little bit of that in somebody else makes you realize that you maybe aren't going as wonkadoodle as you think you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's been, I had my entire 2020 planned out. I was due with my first baby at the end of 2019. I had everything planned. I had the opportunity to bring on staff. I had this amazing growing business supporting small businesses. Things were just looking up. We had an extremely brilliant 2019. We grew so fast within that year, and we had everything figured out. And come March, which actually was our highest, attended brunch event in March, it hit 2 weeks later, and I was calling Des going, I have to cancel my workshop at the Creative Hive because COVID is here. Like, what the heck is this? And everything that we had planned for 2020 just was almost completely thrown out the window, and we had to start from scratch on top of, for me personally, raising a little one and trying to balance, a household that everyone was on top of each other all of a sudden. I think the moms that are also small business owners, it's just been especially hard, and I can't even imagine with children having to homeschool on top of that. It just blows my mind. I think we are like,
what made you keep going? Yeah, what made you not just say, I'm going to stop this and just do this? What in you sparked that digging in?
It goes back to our roots. It's all about supporting these businesses. The last thing I wanted to be was this platform of defeat. I wanted people to look at our community, find some positivity, find some sort of inspiration, and just continue to try and climb and claw at keeping going. And now that we're over this hump, and I think we've all realized and reflected where we really need to make change is understanding that we can manage it, and that we have tools that we can grab some control back in our lives for small business owners, personally and professionally, and move forward confidently. And that's what we're really excited to be partnering with Kia Consulting on.
You are so, come on, ladies, this is good shit. Yeah. Kristen, for you, what, as you went through the last 6 months, did you feel personally that you struggled with that maybe you haven't shared with a lot of people, but has helped you define who you're going to be moving forward through COVID and post-COVID?
Oh, I have, like everyone else, I've had my own struggles, and I've had to kind of reinvent what my business was going to look like. So pre-COVID, a good 80% of my business was working with larger corporations and government organizations. And overnight, those contracts disappear, right? Now, the good news and my silver lining is that I was already starting this journey to work with small business owners even before COVID hit. And I had already met so many inspiring people in business locally here in Edmonton, or people looking to make the jump from the corporate world to their own thing, right? So talk about silver lining, because for those people, COVID pushed them out. In many cases, they pushed them out of those ruts, those corporate jobs that they hated going to.
They didn't give them a choice, right? It was
didn't have a choice.
Choice made for you.
Fear gone, fear gone. And so it primed them to reach out and say, hey, I need some help. And I was at the ready because I'd already had a system. I already had a plan in place. So, but for me, it was entirely shifting. And it's all about empathy with me. And I'm like, look, I need to empathize and get in these people's minds to understand what it feels like to go from something you know to something you don't, to start something when the world feels like it's falling apart around you. And how can I be of greatest service? How can I help people the most?
Exactly. You went away on me, Kristen. Can you guys, Kirsten, can you see Kristen still? No.
I can't see me either. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
you.
you.
Hear you. It's
well, that's okay. I'm fine with this. This is a great arrangement.
All right. I'm going to get you, Kristen, to re-sign back into the link.
You got it.
And this happens. What are you going to do? So we're going to keep it going with Kirsten as Kristen kind of gets back into this live that we're doing right now. So there are so many unexpected things, and there's continually still so many unexpected things. So what has changed with YEG Boss Babes? But maybe for people who don't know, give a synopsis of what YEG Boss Babes is, what you guys do, and how people can be a part of it.
Yeah, so the short and sweet of it all is that we are bringing people together to support, learn, and grow from one another. So we are a platform that provides business owners, small business owners, the opportunity to work with or learn from experts that make up our city and make our city great. And Kia Consulting is one of those experts, Kristen. So that's what we're here to talk about today. So we also have a beautiful networking event that we do quarterly that we've had to shift to a virtual version. We've had our community be really good sports about that. Obviously, right now, networking in person is just not capable, but we do provide a lot of cool different networking opportunities for businesses like our Facebook group or on our Instagram page and things like that. So what's changed for us is, you know, the biggest priority for me as a co-founder, as someone who's leading this community, is keeping our finger on the pulse of what we need as a community, what we desire to see, and really to continue to try and drive the resiliency aspect of what our businesses are really after right now. Let's stay resilient. And over the past 6 months, that has been our first priority. So we threw out our 2020 plan and continue to constantly be communicating with our members of our community to keep that first priority number one.
You know, being able to have that contact with your community members all the time is vitally important. And
you know,
Kristen,
I find even from like a personal standpoint, I'm loving being able to communicate with people in the community, because that community vibe, it's inspiring us to keep going. It's inspiring others to keep, you know, showing up every day and putting in the effort, even when it looks like a deep, dark tunnel.
Let's talk about getting out of that tunnel, finding the light at the end of that tunnel. And that's kind of where this idea, so how did the idea for the Back to Business courses start?
Well, we were really fortunate to have already known Kristen, and right before COVID, we were about to become clients of hers ourselves, as you know,
Good choice.
Our internal team. Yeah, and COVID hit, and the world just blew up. But for us, we kind of got back to communicating with Kristen here, and we took a lot of feedback from the community and just took a hard look at ourselves and said, what do we need to keep going? What do we think our community needs? And we just reached out to our members that you can find on our website at yegbossbabes.com. And we were able to get a lot of the same sort of feedback. So from events leading up to now, we've noticed that people are in dire need of someone to help hold their hand right now and bring them through this storm. And so with that as our feedback, we approached Kristen, and Kristen is really, you know, she calls herself a nerd about change management because she's done so much work and so much research on this. But like, we are here for it. We need this as small business owners. So that's really how Kristen took the reins and built this beautiful 4-week course that is just so packed of value. I've never been so proud of an event like this one. So I'm really excited. Kristen, I'd love for you to explain a little more about what that is.
Yeah, what is taking charge of change? There has never been a sentence that has had more Kristen in it. If you know Kristen, that is all her. You take charge of it, you work with it, you change it, you go for it.
Yeah, and that's just it, right? And so, you know, there's so much theory out there that larger organizations and corporations use around managing change. It is a thing. And why on earth aren't we applying that science? And it is a science. Why aren't we applying that in our small businesses? Like, it's kind of mind blowing when I sit back and think, why on earth do we not have these tools in our toolkits, right? And by doing a course like this, I'm hoping that I'm able to reach and help more women in their businesses. The one-on-one is great, and it fits a need in a certain time. But not everybody is ready for that, or not everybody's in a place where they, you know, can commit to that one-on-one. But this course is going to be a solid dose.
Yes.
Like textbook, but wrapped up in a way that's meaningful for small businesses. So after every 2-hour session, and there's 4 of them, you walk away with things that you get to go and implement immediately.
Oh.
Right? And we need that. And then the delivery, if you know me, is going to be all heart. And, you know, I bring that just because A, of who I am, but B, because I'm a small business owner myself. I know this journey. I know the ups and downs. I know the passion that burns in all of your souls with your business. I get it. And so this is a mix of, you know, kind of that brainiac nerdy side with all the heart and soul that we bring as small business owners. And the best part, small cohorts of women coming together to support each other on this journey.
So there's 10 people that can be in person, and there are still some of those spots available. And then, I mean, it's unlimited virtually. But here's something that you need to know about Kristen and her approach. This isn't, it's all heart, yes, it's nerdy, yeah, all the science. You get tangible things. It's not going to be things you have to reach for or think about. You're going to think about them, but they're tangible tasks to do. And Kristen, if anybody gives 100%, it's her. She doesn't just teach a course and then hopefully you get it. She's the girl who connects with you and reaches back to you. Once you're involved in this community with Kirsten and Kirsten with Yeg Boss Babes, you're in. You are supported and lifted. You guys, that philosophy of rising up, lifting together, if we're all up here, we can do even bigger things, is fully believed by what you're doing.
Well, and that's how I operate. And it's one of the things that I think is so important when I work one-on-one with clients, is that I've got this mental Rolodex constantly turning. And in every conversation I have, I'm listening for opportunities to connect people, right? And I mean, I really can't think of many conversations I've had in the past 6 months that haven't resulted in me saying, oh, I got to send you this email to connect you with so-and-so. Or I think this person really needs your help. You need to connect. Yeah. And that's lifting each other up. You know, as much as I'd love to, I can't lift everybody's businesses up and guarantee with a crystal ball that they're going to be successful. So what can I do? And that's part of change management. What is within my control? And something I can do to support my community of other small business owners in Edmonton is help you find those connections, make those introductions. And that's like on top of the course. That's not what this course is about. That's
that's on top of it.
That's just the relationship that we build in this community. And I really think that's a big part of what Yeg Boss Babes was built upon. You know, we can't do those networking opportunities like we used to, getting into that same room. So damn it, I'm willing to work my ass off to connect women who need this community. And that's
I mean, at the end of the day, like it's you know, we're going to have 10 women. It's an exclusive amount on virtual and in person. And those 10 women are going to be like a whole new level of sisterhood. And It's that is obviously not, that's above and beyond what you're getting from a tangibility standpoint. But if you've been to a YAG Boss Babes event, or you've heard of people that have, that's a huge win that people see, and that's why we've grown to be so successful, and that people come to our community looking for that type of engagement. And Kristen's brought this up to me before we started building this course, was this is the time now to get involved in community. You lean in to your community. And so that's what's driving us to continue to provide resources, and resources that are of the now. This isn't something that we had planned early 2020. This is built for us right now, where we are, so that we can all continue forward in a resilient manner.
I couldn't agree with you more. And it's not just about communities, but communities. I think that each one of us, if you look at yourself, you have so many different levels of community. Your family's a community, your work is a community, this is a community. And all of those communities combined can really help you get through something as shitty as COVID. Let's be honest. Let's call it as it is. It's not awesome. No. But there are some awesome things happening.
Yeah. Right? And I think, so here's a painful truth that not everyone likes to hear. But we need to wrap our heads around this, you guys. We're not going back to the way it was.
No. But why do we want to?
Well, and lots of people are hanging on. And what we don't recognize, that in the change process, there is something called grief. Mm-hmm. And it is often overlooked. And we say, oh, we should just get over it and move on. And often that's the advice that's given to us. And that's about bullshit, because you can't just leave what you had and what you knew, right? Yeah. So part of this process is grieving and coming to terms with the fact that it ain't going back to the way it was. Mm-hmm. And so, change can look like so many different things. Change in pre-COVID world could be bringing on a new team member, or bringing on a new product into your offering, or it could be a new policy that you're going to implement, or new technology, right? Those are all examples of change. So how we kind of manage and go through those things, I always kind of split it. How do we manage the head? How do we manage the heart? Because we're dealing with whole human beings here. Mm-hmm. And that's where the strategies come. Now, change is now, like literally in the moment, to get ready for what the end of the tunnel looks like. Mm-hmm. Could mean we need to change roles in my business. Yeah. Right? And that could be, I need to change my role as the business owner and divvy up different activities so I have experts coming in. Or it could be, the server in your restaurant that's now suddenly going to have to be the jack of all trades. One day they might be the dishwasher, maybe they're taking orders, maybe they're delivering. Like, that's a huge role change. Yeah. But you cannot expect a human being to just switch and be happy about it. And so with change management, there's two things we can control: being prepared and our mindsets. And that's what this course is going to cover. Getting prepared and shifting your mindset to be in control.
Relax your shoulders. Let's do battle, ladies. All right, we're going to end on this note. One amazing thing that you are darn grateful for. Go.
So for me, I'll go first. I'm just unbelievably grateful for, realizing how important community is. I think for me, even just on a personal level, to keep me going every day and to be putting in the hours that I'm putting in, it's all for the people who make up this community. And I lean on them just like, they lean on us, and we're just so grateful for that. And I could go on and on. I'm just so grateful for all of our members for sticking it out as well, and seeing the value in our membership program as well. So.
Aw, Kristen.
Oh, the list is long, Des.
Oh goodness, okay, you got a minute. I'm just kidding.
I know the list is long, but I choose to live in gratitude, right? Every single day. So I think I'm grateful for other people's courage and kindness. And, if I limit it even just that to our local Edmonton community here and surrounding areas, and the people I've had the privilege of working with, charities, small business owners, the list goes on. In the past 6 months, I have seen more kindness and more courage than I think I've ever seen in my entire career. And I come from healthcare. Wow. So those are two things that I'm exceptionally grateful for, but it all boils down to the people, right? The people in our lives.
Absolutely. Let's make kindness as contagious as everything else we're battling right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? We'll all run towards it. Thank you, ladies, so much. Now, if you want more information on the course, you can go to the Egg Boss Babes site, also on their Instagram. Kristen's got it on her page and stuff as well. Taking Charge of Change, the first 4-week course of getting back to business with the Egg Boss Babes, is going to start happening pretty darn soon, but there are still some tickets available. So you can come in person, 10 people, or you can join in virtually. So it's safe for everybody all the time. Let's get back to business, ladies. Speaking of which, I legitimately have to get back to business now because time is up. So, mwah, mwah, mwah. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.